human to me honestly just means being respectful, putting your best self forward, and projecting love to everybody, because I think that's what we need right now, is just love for one another.
Hi, I'm Aidan Houghton, and this is our analysis for the English project. So for our thesis, we chose, while some people might argue that biology, belief, or consciousness defines the human experience, it is rather our connection to others and the relationships we form that are the best way to express our humanity. So we see this a lot actually in our interviews. So a lot of the time, people on some level, at the most base level, they'll define their humanity or what makes them human as connecting to others. A lot of people said empathy, some said just connection outright. Some people made a weird connection between they're different from animals in the sense that they have a drive outside of reproduction and survival, which all of those are great answers, right? But the point is that these people kind of understand at a fundamental level that it's connection that makes us different. It's between you and me, and between me and whoever. And so we kind of see this a lot actually in Station 11 as well. So despite the extraneous circumstances that the people of Station 11 find themselves in, we can see that they're coming back together. So even after an unimaginable catastrophe, people still gravitate towards each other. And you know, a prime example of this is electricity. So at the end of the book, Kristen sees, quote, "In the distance, pinpricks of light arranged into a grid, some miles distant, a town or village whose street were lit up with electricity." And now this is important because electricity isn't really necessary for life. I'm sure a lot of these people were getting by just fine before they had the electricity, just as, you know, their ancestors were. And also it is difficult to get that to work. So these people are, you know, obviously going through some hardships just to get to this point. And so the reason that the electrical grid is kind of game-changing is because it suggests that people, despite, you know, the distance, right? So 99% of the population died. They could have spread out and they could have been completely fine. They could have survived on their own. However, despite that, the people are actually coming together, and they're going through those hardships and they're producing electricity. So it's much more difficult to produce electricity on a large scale than it would be on a personal level. So despite these difficulties, people are bearing this hardship to be with other people. People, for better or for worse, gravitate towards one another because we are social animals. It's both biologically in our head, you know, like physically, and it's also just what we have a proclivity to do. So 20 years after the apocalypse, I think that we're finding that people are moving back together because it's what comes natural to them, it's what makes them human, and really it's kind of, it's the best way to express your humanity, because you can't really be human by yourself. It's, you can't express empathy by yourself. You can't be connected to other people by yourself. And I think that that's what we're seeing a lot of in Station 11. Hi, who am I here with today?
Paulina McDonald.
Devin Bergman.
I'm Tanya.
Tennyson.
I'm Connor Well.
Adam.
Tony.
I'm Luca.
My name is Lee Gallagher. My name is Lee Gallagher.
My name is Mrs. Albers.
Hemish.
Hi, I'm Savannah.
And what grade are you?
I'm a senior.
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 And how old are you? I'm 31 years old.
64.
17.
I'm 18.
I'm 56.
15.
I'm 20 years old.
Okay, sweet. Now we're gonna ask you a question. What makes you human?
I'd say what makes me human, and I think what makes anybody human, is the bonds we make. This is from hobbies such as soccer for me, or board game club, board game night, playing games with other people, or just having dinner with my family. I feel like those are the things that, in a sense, build relationships and what makes us human. As without relationships, what are you?
Yeah.
People and animals. I'm a people person, so I like to talk to people, and if I can help in any way, that's I love doing that. It's a lot of fun.
I think what makes us all human is our ability to have
strong emotions and adapt with them in a way that it's that we can at least think about it almost like it's every living thing has like natural movements and natural emotions, but we as humans are able to think about them and digest them and process them in a way that's unique to humans.
I think like how we're talking right now.
Oh, so it's like
I think like sharing thoughts, that's what makes us human.
I think the fact that I'm still learning, always learning, like you think you are 56 and you think you've seen it all and done it all, but things change and I'm just always evolving. And so, like this week I learned to solder really well. So.
awesome. Okay.
I think it's all about like living the human experience, or like being able to experience like everything that you can in life, along with like making connections with other people around you.
To be human to me, honestly, just means being respectful, putting your best self forward, and like projecting love to everybody. Because I think that's what we need right now, is just love for one another.
I think that being human means like to connect well with others, such as your friends.
I think that our brains make us human, and how they function with our emotions and our interactions and our mechanisms. And I think that our brain separates us from other animals and their brains, because each animal's brain is a little different. And obviously we control our body. So I think, yeah, our brains.
I think my ability to have complex emotions and apply those emotions in a social context is what makes me human.
The ancient Greeks told us that there's the tripartite soul. Part of your soul is a plant soul, part of it is an animal soul, and the rest of it's a human soul. So anything past looking for sustenance and reproduction is the human soul. So being able to do things other than reproduce and eat food is human.
Could you give some examples?
Like I drove to work today. Like that's a human thing. Hi, Jahar. What's up?
I was everyone was clapping today.
Oh, because we were giving out awards. That was human.
I guess connections with other people.
Okay. Okay, sweet. Do you have any connections with other people? Do you do sports or something that connects you?
Yeah. I've got this like crazy group of friends that is way too big, but like they're all crazy, so that's fun. And I do like tennis, so I meet a lot of people in tennis. So I get my connections down.
And these connections, they make you more human?
Yes, I feel like
being human isn't just about biology or genetic sequences. It's about being a part of humanity. The connections that we make with each other are ultimately what allow us to push on through dire situations. Art is a form of connection. It's a manifestation of emotion, experiences, imagination. That's why the caravan exists in Station 11. Kirsten has a tattoo. It says, "Survival is insufficient." The caravan itself on the first wagon, it says, "Because survival is insufficient." People gravitate towards each other and yearn for a sense of community, even in the face of apocalyptic events. During the COVID quarantine, I know I love to sleep in and not pay attention to my online classes, but I missed hanging out with my friends at school, outside of school, just in person. Despite the physical distance with the quarantine, my friends and I, we were always texting, calling, playing games, video games online. We held on to whatever connections we could. And that's similar to what happened in Station 11. The people of the caravan, they didn't have calling or texting or any of this technology, but they did what they could, and they tried to keep these connections and hold on to them. they traveled a lot, and with their traveling, they met new people, they interacted with other people, and they made connections through their art, their music, their acting. The Dr. 11 comics, made by Miranda Carroll, created a unique connection between herself, Kirsten Raymond, and Tyler Leander, and also Arthur Leander, because he gave Tyler and Kirsten the comics. And so art is a form of connection. It's an emotional experience, and we connect and understand each other better through art. A quote from one of my favorite movies, Interstellar, is, "Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space." And this quote really, for me, defines what it is to be human. It's about our ability to create and like the connections that we have with other people, and no matter the distance, they stay there. They stay inside of us. And so that's what it is to be human, to make those connections with other people. And art is a great way of creating those connections.
Tackling what makes us human is a big hurdle to get through. However, in the face of incomprehensible loss, such as that of society or structure, the connections you form between other people are the keystone in doing exactly that. Whether it's through teamwork or competition, having an active connection with another person not only allows you to stay sane through having company, but also gives you purpose, in the sense that there's someone else in the world who relies on you. And what is humanity, if not having purpose and being sane doing it? Hell is the absence of the people you long for, after all. Page 144. There are, of course, also people out there who prefer solitude, and thus they bring into question our claim. As since there's people who prefer not having interactions with others, doesn't that mean connections only make some people human, and not everyone? Well, to those people, I use the quote, "If hell is other people, what is a world with almost no people in it?" Page 148. Because for all the people who prefer to be alone, they still have the knowledge that there are other people. And it's this knowledge that prevents a profound sense of loneliness. Loneliness that puts into question their humanity. Without other people to compare yourself to, you lose that sense of humanity, that morality, purpose, sanity, importance, all important factors of that humanity. As Italian writer and actor Luciano de Crescenzo once put it, "We are each of us angels with only one wing, and we can only fly by embracing one another."